We start with the thumb, the loop of the thumb, and we go across the back of the wrist. It's very important. I like to wrap my fighter's hands up high up on the wrist. It's very important that you wrap this wrist very secure. You wrap it and you work your way down towards the wrist to about 3 wraps. When you get around, you want a good solid wrap so that when you throw a punch, your wrist doesn't break and you don't have any wrist injuries. The idea is to come across the top of the hand, down under the palm, right below the knuckles, and right across the front of the hand. What this does is it protects the knuckles, plus it keeps you from getting skin marks on your knuckles in between workouts, which would damage your workouts and cause injury. Give yourself a couple wraps around the front of the knuckles, and it's very important as you come across the top of the hand. I like to give several wraps across the back of the hand. This is what the hand wrap is really designed to do, to protect you from breaking small bones right here in your hand. If you do a couple, what I call the X factor across the top of your hand, come back across the front of the knuckles and over the top. After here, you want to come, and it's very important that you protect this joint of the thumb. If you break your thumb, you're typically going to break it right here in the joint, or this bone that goes right into your thumb. So come across the top of your thumb, 1 wrap. A good snug. Always make sure that your fighter has his fingers spread. It feels good. Every once in a while, ask him to make a fist. See how it feels. Feel good? Come across the top. Once again, around the top of the knuckles. And when you get to this point, you want to do 1 other wrap from the inside on the thumb. Complete wrap and over the top. Always making sure that your wrap is level or smoothed out, no wrinkles. After you get to this point, it's very important that you continue to wrap the front of the hand, the top of the hand, and your knuckles. More importantly, the top back here, because here's where you'll have damage if you hurt your hand. There's nothing worse than let your hand get injured, because then your career is over with, or you can't do any kind of workouts at all if you cannot strike the bags. As I finish out here with this, now I might put a little bit extra padding on the knuckles here just to protect it from skinning up. As I finish off my wrap, I want to finish it high on the wrist, and with Title's new stretch Mexican style hand wrap, you can Velcro it right there at the end. As you turn the palm over, it gives the fighter something there to squeeze the hand. As you know, when you make a fist as a boxer, don't squeeze your hand tight. Leave it loose. Just make it in the form of a fist so that you can punch that part of your hand. Now what I do, if I'm working out and using bag gloves, I take tape. I put this tape in between my fingers. The purpose of this is to hold down this hand wrap so when you put your glove in, this does not peel back and leave skin marks on your knuckles. Squeeze it in the middle like that to give yourself a good tie down of that wrap. Once again, I'm going to ask my boxer to squeeze his hand. Feel good? Roll it over. Take this tape, tuck it in there. Now, since this is just a workout, I don't want to get into using a lot of adhesive tape because it gets expensive. But I do want to use just enough to give my Velcro a wrap. And then one time come across with the X factor around the knuckles like this, and then come right down over the top of my knuckles and break that off. That is a good hand wrap. You have the support on the back of the hands, you have the tape holding down the knuckles, and you're supporting the wrist. Turn it over, have your fighter squeeze it, make sure you can close his hand. Now that is a good hand wrap.